this is Joey from JLD Travels coming back with a new video today. And today we're carrying on our airline review little mini series. And today we'll be looking at AirAsia and my flight from Tacloban City to Manila. And yeah, without further ado, we'll jump right in. And just wanted to obviously welcome everyone today and thank you very much for the support. And my Pacific flight was Z2321 with AirAsia on the 15th of April last month. And I have to admit, my experiences with Tacloban City Airport, I've never had an issue apart from my first ever time flying to there, but it wasn't actually a fault of Tacloban Airport. It was Cebu Pacific's at Manila Airport, because through all of this, what stuff when we had all those restrictions, should we say, and basically they had this really silly line where you had to show the one health pass and stuck two payloads of people together, which took somewhere in the region of 30 minutes to 40 minutes to get through. They only have to go through customs for the same amount of time, and then just to show it again, which made no logical sense. And then by the time I'd got round from there, round to the domestic terminal, I'd missed my flight. So I tried to get help, didn't really get it. Stumbled across a store, if you would call it that, a Cebu Pacific one, and they decided just to pick and choose who they felt like they were going to serve. There was a massive queue, and then they just locked the shop up and wouldn't let anyone else in. There's literally one person serving a help desk for Cebu Pacific, and the queue was just astronomically long. So I ended up just literally going on the website. I found another flight, booked it, took a screenshot to show that it included checked luggage. Went to go and check in for that flight, and they were just adamant that it didn't include it, even though I had evidence to prove otherwise. So then I had to pay for my suitcase to be sent on what we were led to believe was our flight. And then upon arriving in Tacloban City, nearly half the flight didn't have their suitcases, me included. And basically what we'd found out that what they'd done is take extra payment from people to have their luggage sent, told everyone it was for that specific flight, and turned out that it wasn't going to get put on until the first flight in the morning. So I ended up not getting my suitcase till halfway through my first full day in the Philippines, which was an absolute nightmare. But that aside, that was Manila Airport's handiwork. So Tacloban City Airport itself is just an absolute pleasure to go through. A very small, what's the right word? It's a very organised airport. Things go when they're meant to go. There's no stupidly long, heinously long queues. People are really, really helpful. They're really lovely, really friendly, really welcoming. Never have an issue. Absolutely love travelling through Tacloban Airport. And it's kind of that point where I know that it's the point of when they're coming inside of things, that my fiance is not too far away. I know this is really close, but obviously this is the part of going home. It wasn't very great. I hate leaving her behind. It feels like I'm leaving part of my soul and part of my heart behind. And there is a little issue I had on the way back, but I'll save that for my next review tomorrow, which we'll be looking at Scoot again tonight. But that's another story for tomorrow's video. And just like with every other time, it's literally when you go in, straight in, stuff goes through, you have your stuff checked, you go in, you check in, you sit and wait for your flight, obviously for the boarding. Just the whole process is just so smooth. It just runs so nice. And Manila Airport could take a good hard look at how an airport is supposed to run. And it's a very close knit set of people. I would be highly surprised if it's not people that have not. I wouldn't be surprised if it's people that have been working at that airport for a very long time. And just the little area surrounding it is very nice. It's very peaceful. There's a nice little area outside off the airport, just outside the car park, where you've got like a little area where you can go and like grab a drink and grab a little bite to eat and stuff. As there's not so much inside the airport itself because it's not a huge airport, as you can probably understand. And yeah, just the experiences, the AirAsia staff within the airport were very helpful. Not that I needed much help, but that they tried to offer. They were very polite, very courteous. Never have an issue with AirAsia, and I've flown with them a couple of times now. And the only thing I probably can say that's probably a negative is just the amount of legroom isn't great because I'm quite a tall guy. So I kind of find I have not a lot of space in between the seat in front and my knees. So, but then again, it's not so bad. I don't mind so much because the actual flight itself is only like just over an hour. And yeah, so literally the boarding was called. This review is not necessarily much of a review because this part of the journey there was no issues, there was nothing really I can overly complain about. And when upon boarding the plane, you're greeted with very friendly, chatting, happy sort of people that are clearly very proud of what they do and who they fly with or for. And I never have an issue with AirAsia. I know there's probably some people out there that probably have, but touch wood, I've not had any bad experiences myself. The flight itself went smoothly. Had some great, nice, beautiful views of Tacloban upon leaving it, and some nice views of coming into Manila. Yeah, so the flight itself was fairly uneventful. Didn't really try to sleep or anything like that. I was trying to save myself for the long haul part of it, which will be in tomorrow's video from Manila. From Singapore to Athens, but I saved that bit for tomorrow. Upon landing at Manila, it's just Manila Airport. I just can't stand that airport. Yeah, so takes absolutely forever to get through customs and everywhere else to get round to the other side. So I always seem to. Well, so obviously I had to get round to Terminal 3 because that's where the majority of the shops and everything are, and where I was just having a few breaks outside, have a cigarette, and just to get some air. And then I just had quite a few hours just to wait for my flight from Manila to Singapore. And yeah, it was a very quite uneventful flight. It didn't get too much. There wasn't hardly any turbulence. Pilot just let us know where we were. It was very informative with everything he informed us with upon just before takeoff, during the flight, and once we were obviously coming in to land at Manila. The staff on the plane, the stewards and stewardesses, were very not informative. That's the wrong word. They were enjoying what they were doing. They were very enthusiastic when going through obviously the safety measures with how to put your seatbelt on, and obviously if there was to be an accident when the pressure in the cabin would drop, and obviously your mask would drop down, so obviously to give you some oxygen. Yeah, they're very friendly, they're very polite. They came around a couple of times offering drinks and snacks, and it's a very pleasant airline to fly with. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This short flight is not overly a lot I can really say, apart from just having to waste so many hours in Manila Airport. It just drags on so long. Just just at that airport. And obviously for when I next go, which will be fingers crossed later this year, I'm looking at going into Cebu Mactan International Airport because I can't have an airport anymore. And I've heard some quite good things about Cebu Airport, so fingers crossed. It's a much better airport to go through. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the review for today, guys. I have a much more extensive one tomorrow where I'll be covering a scoot journey from Manila to Singapore. Obviously, a little bit about Manila Airport, a bit about Singapore Changi Airport, and then obviously the flight from Changi Singapore to Athens. And something else which will be in that video, so I'll leave that little thing in there for tomorrow's video because something potentially not great could have happened on the way home, but I'll explain that in tomorrow's video. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you like what you see and would like to see more, please don't hesitate to check out all our other videos on our channel. And be sure to drop us a like, and if there's anything you'd like to say, drop us a comment down below. Smash the subscribe button, which will be fantastic. And we'll catch you in the next one, guys.